Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and welcome to LEGO Mini Reviews, the show where I review a ton of different LEGO vintage and new sets right here on the Duck Bricks YouTube channel in a short form format. So I have a ton of Bricklink orders to get through, as well as just associated LEGO purchases, and I figured instead of making a mega video where I go through every single one that's hours long, why not break it up into separate mini reviews? And so, in addition to our normal 3 videos a week schedule, be sure to stay tuned for a mini review dropping every single day where we do not normally have a standard video releasing. I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into our first pick. This is fun and cute. The LEGO Studios line brought us a literal giant animatronic T-Rex head. Specifically, this was meant to be not a real T-Rex, of course. This baby T-Rex is just a prop, and the Explorer there is just an actor, because this was for LEGO Studios. The way it works is very simple. You move the head up and down, you can move it side to side, and you can cause it to chomp by pressing one of the other buttons. It does truly operate like you're actually pretending to operate a full-on realistic animatronic head, and it's much larger than the T-Rex heads of its time. You can really pretend it's chomping down on the hero right here. This is just such a fun set to have. I think it's a really cool concept to literally design a LEGO theme off of a movie prop, but yeah, here it is. This LEGO set is meant to specifically be just a prop in films, and it encouraged people to actually use it for their own brick films and make their own stop action movies with stuff like this. The only downside is that, of course, it is all on frictionless hinges, so you couldn't really actually do great movies with it, especially for stop action, because if you really wanted to do it, you would literally have to just hold your hands in certain positions and slowly move them up, or you could just simply do a movie like this and cut your hand out later. But it was just a fun, gimmicky sort of set with a really fun feature to move the head up and down, spin side to side, back and front, and do some chomping like so. With that though, let's now move on to something a little bit more interesting. Alright, so here we have one of these sets inspired by Jurassic Park 3. Very interesting how this was LEGO playing around with the Jurassic Park or World license way before the more modern line of Jurassic World in 2015. Kind of funny to see the odd things that LEGO was trying to create with that. So first of all, this is a very interesting set because obviously you have, these are the Velociraptors. They essentially had to make all of their dinosaurs fully brick built with only a couple of molds shared between them. So they did the best they could using the dragon arms right here, these standard dino molds from their Dino Canister series, and you even have a pterodactyl or pteranodon, which also uses the same exact headpiece, just built differently. And honestly, I do appreciate these simple builds, although they definitely were not the best for its time. This is meant to represent the observatory from the third movie, featuring the pteranodons and whatnot, and of course the velociraptors attacking, so kind of a very, very basic and odd design. This actually came out under the umbrella of LEGO Studios, which was a somewhat original, somewhat mixed license theme that was supposed to inspire kids to create their own movies based off of famous movie events. And here we actually have some pretty interesting pieces. They did not actually represent any of the Jurassic Park characters in LEGO form, and instead opted to use minifigures like this, which were just basically reuses from the Johnny Thunder Adventures line of all things. So here we've got some of the more interesting pieces in transparent. These were the rotating door elements, which were, I believe, new in transparent for this set. Kind of interesting to see them being featured here as the doors to the observatory, although again, very basic build. And you even have this window that opens up at the top here, like so it's completely hollow. But this is actually one of the windscreen elements from LEGO Aquazone. So this is again recolored for a new color in the trans black category, or trans brown, or whatever you want to call it. So pretty interesting to see a lot of weird recolors for the set. But all in all, honestly, this is not one of the more visually impressive sets. Very, very basic design. Probably would be a junior set today, and they would probably just make this a very juniorized design with just some different dinosaurs. But still interesting to see what sorts of offerings LEGO was trying to create for the Jurassic Park franchise all the way back in 2002-2003. And look at this little fellow. This is just one of LEGO's baby Ankylosaurus dinosaur builds. It is super, super simple. It was just released as part of the polybag-like Baby Dinos line. I think I got this for a couple bucks, and I figured why not just get another cute LEGO dino build. Sure, it's not as refined as many of the other dinosaurs we see today, but it's just cute, and really that's all it needs. Honestly, not too much I can say about this particular build. You could actually rebuild it into different dinosaurs, which was very nice. I always like it when LEGO does introduce some rebuildability factor there, but honestly, this is just super simple, just a very approximate representation of a small baby dinosaur. I do like the club on the end of the tail though. I think that's a really nice touch. But otherwise, let's just move on to something a little bit more interesting now. And with that, we have summed up this mini review of 3 different Jurassic-themed LEGO sets, mostly surrounding the Studios and Dino line, and one of them actually tying into Jurassic Park 3. Just look at how far we've come. We started off with this, and now we're here. So now I have a question for all of you. Do you prefer LEGO to make brick-built dinosaurs and stuff like this, where you actually have to assemble them yourselves, or do you prefer the much more streamlined and slightly more realistic-looking dinosaurs that we get nowadays, which consist of fewer pieces but definitely look a lot better and play a lot better as well? This is a very interesting evolution of different dinosaurs over the years, and I hope you enjoyed this mini review where we got a chance to look at LEGO's very first early explorations of what they were doing with dinosaur-related themes. And with that, we have summed up this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Bye for now.